Okay, recording is live. Bankless DeSci, weekly stand-up / community call, 11/21/23. This date is very wrong. We'll update that later. Look at that. We've got myself, Elijah, Michael, and Nishant on the call right now. Let's see if anybody else pops in. And today we're going to go through follow-up from last week, open tasks, grant applications, and the unconference, of course. So team updates as we get into things. So running through our departments. Anna is going to be holding a workshop tomorrow. So in about less than 24 hours on the increasing engagement during the unconference sessions. So 10 of our 33 sessions so far have requested whiteboards, to try and increase engagement, make their sessions more interactive. So using some like virtual education, sort of blended learning techniques, and it's going to be, demoing like Miro. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't had a chance to look at the slide she sent me this morning. But I'm going to try and support her as much as I can in that tomorrow. It's currently scheduled for 3 a.m. Pacific time. So I did send her a selfish request to see if we could try and push that back a little bit later, because I may or may not actually wake up at 3 a.m. to attend. But but that's when it's currently scheduled for tomorrow, just because she's in European time. So I don't want to be selfish for myself on Pacific if she's able to do it at that time. But I think it might work out better for unconference attendees, because we are holding it at 8 Pacific starting. So I asked her to push it back a couple hours, and we'll see. That's being finalized. I think she shared the link in the chat. Oh yeah, she's trying to find she's going to post a new link because she doesn't have recording active. So I'll probably just set up one of these Google Meets using my workspace account for her so she can record easily. Let's see. Oh, Barrett actually got back to me this morning. So I'll update that. And he's been in Istanbul and busy and traveling. So we provide updates soon. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to skip over you. Nishant, yeah, I've got your for operations. I've got the run up here as the first action item we're going to hit today. So that's why I didn't add it. So let me just cut here to the top. Developers. The app is moving forward. We have been hitting just a couple more random snags on the back end integration. But I've been working with Nagu to get that set up, and I'm really hoping that we can have it done by next week, because we're almost 2 weeks out from the conference. So we really got to get that up. It's also the website. I'm confident, we're going to have it by the end of the month, end of next week, but I'm trying to just cut as many days off out as possible. Trying to get that up, honestly, hopefully this week. We'll see. A bunch of the content has already gone into the CMS. So we've got speakers and talks, and the whole list of sessions is basically in the CMS already. We're just starting to get that displayed. I saw you on mute, Nishant.
So this demo app deployed and working, you mean the one about forums and interacting, that one, which was on the Telegram? So, there was a discussion about a discussion forum. Is it part of the app?
The forum. That's a totally separate app, actually. I actually didn't get that on the agenda yet today, because it is kind of a distraction from everything that's going on with the event. I mean, we are still trying to move the project itself forward and move governance forward with the project and other aspects, at the same time as the event's going on. So it's a bit confusing and distracting. But no, the forum is totally separate.
Okay. And about the app, there's a landing page in the app. So I'm of the opinion that if we can, we should make the landing page live without the app um, button. So that there is that basic information and maybe some speaker profile, and when the app is ready at the end of the month, that tab can appear.
Right. And we are working on that as quickly as we can. You can't just deploy the landing page itself. You'd have to gut the entire app and re-add it all back later, which is a significant more, that'd be a challenge versus we're just trying to reconfigure it. This is not the production version. This is the version I deployed. Nahu's working on a different version that, and again, some of these backend integrations like the CMS, being able to display the content. We're not just sort of like adding content using a WYSIWYG editor on page. We're pulling it from a database. So content is in the database. It's just sort of ironing out that connection and making sure that it will start displaying on the website. So this is let's see if I can get this up here. Here's our CMS. So we've got these different types of data put in here. Got a couple of talks and stages, and it's not loading fast enough. So this content is getting in here. It's getting in the CMS. We just need to get it connected properly and displayed, and get these. This changing these stages does require like coding up new pages in JavaScript, or we're just going to be cloning each one, but it does require getting into the code on the front end. So in order to just like display a single landing page, we do have the most basic version of a landing page up right now, with just the registration, but it's kind of like with the app, it's an all or none. If we're going to be displaying really anything more than this, we can't just sort of have like the landing page, like just this one page. We need to, if we're gonna put the app up, we either need to gut out everything else and then re-add it back later, which is a whole lot more work than we can manage on the short time frame, versus just like doing what we're doing now and just configuring it. So hopefully we'll have the configuration done by next week and have everything. This whole thing will be done. It won't be purple. It won't be, we'll have sponsor logos here. We'll have all the stages. We'll have the full schedule and the speakers and the sponsors. That'll all be done hopefully next week. So in terms of like, diverting and trying to do something else and like gutting I think we're almost there. So please just be patient and we'll have something better than this soon.
Okay.
Again, a lot of that depends on Nahu right now, because I haven't had time to do it. And there's a bit of a language barrier, and Nahu's also looking for work and paid work, and we're still trying to close sponsorship. So there's a lot of moving parts, but my goal as project manager and my deadline and timeline, with everything lining up, it looks like it's going to happen next week. So, and hopefully earlier next week than later. It's not a complicated build. There's just other things blocking it, and we're moving as fast as we can.
But is there a place where people are already registering for this event, because there was a register button there?
Yeah, when you go to banklessdesci.org, Virtual Unconference 2023, you click that, it takes you to the original Airtable form. And so attendees can also register here. So we do have a lot of, about half of the registrants so far are registered as attendees and not speakers. So we had about 45 people register as session leaders, and about another 40 registered as just attendees or moderators in some way. So they can just select attendee here. They don't have to speak. So this is what we've got right now. If we can get a better event sign up page, like I think like you mentioned, we'll hit that with the run up in a second.
So Ilya, the thing here is that it's a virtual event, it's a free event. Okay, so if 100 people register, maybe 20 will show up, or 30 will show up, because if it's a paid event, the show up rate is higher, and so that's something we have to keep in mind. So let's say if we have 20 people or 20 sessions there, then we want at least 4 times or 5 times of that number to be present in the event. So like, let's say if we're targeting 60 or 50 attendees, then we should be aiming for at least 200 signups, because that's the nature of events that are free and that are online, right? And that is one reason why I was like, if there is a way around to the website, like you explained to me, right? So we can go back again and discuss when we are discussing the run-up sheet, but we should keep a number in mind, that how do we go achieve it?
Right. And yeah, our actual max is around 300 attendees. So if we hit that, I think that's great. I think we'll probably get pretty close to that in terms of people that actually show up. And right now, out of the people, the 80 who have registered, those are all like active DeSci contributors and people that like really want to be there. I'm pretty sure we'll have and 30 of them are on this list of sessions. So I think we're looking good in terms of definitely accounting for that. I think trying to also create ways to give some validation to ourselves about how many people that are signing up are actually going to be there in terms of them being able to log in or respond to our emails and open things. So yeah, I think the next step for us is to improve this page. This is just the Airtable sign up. Like we need a better event page. And right now all we have is this. So if we can create a Luma, great. If we can, there's not really like a login or anything here, so we need to get that up and running. And I've actually asked both of you to make a Luma or something like that. If you can manage, if you can do that, great. I agree we need to get more signups, but marketing and then that right now are secondary to making sure the event actually happens well. So I think, we'll get into that as we get into the round, because I think you added some of that there. In terms of grants, we can skip over that. I think we've all discussed grants. If anybody's interested that's watching this, you can always check out the notes here, check out the other grants. We've got Gitcoins being submitted today, and the Bankless DAO Season 10 proposal submitted. Any updates from DAO Stewards, CryptoShed? Did you make it last week?
And no, they didn't really have the meeting last week because Hero Kenley couldn't show up, and I need to get with them. They have a meeting on the books for 12 o'clock this Thursday, but I'm wondering if that's really going to happen or not. So we will see. I might be having a DAO Stewards Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that's tough. It's on Thanksgiving. Okay, cool. Let us know. Appreciate the update. Cool. Let's hit what Nishant prepared. Nishant, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, it just creates a space where everybody can add, so that we all see what needs to be done, and what our priorities are. So for this week, I mean, like you already posted the Airtable. Yeah, it was, I think, a good hack if you could, fill the information in the previous form um, about the speakers. So bios and headshots, the moment we have it, it can be updated on the website easily. Yeah, that was my thought. You can edit it, to launch the events landing page, ensuring, so it's now that the whole app is coming at the end of it, it's great. Finalize and disseminate the attendee sign up form. Yeah. So, so my thinking is that, um, uh, yeah, so the attendee sign up form, should be more forward looking, so that we are gathering information. This is our opportunity to have a good member database, and we have 40, 50 signups so far, but as we amplify, I mean, maybe we can have a better form, a form which collects better information on the type of people who want to attend. So that's why I had shared a Airtable as well. If you want to keep it in Airtable format, that's okay. Otherwise, I can make a look into making it into Luma, as well. So that's that's something. I mean, it will help. It will help us because we know exactly how many are actual scientists versus how many are, you just that's the most important section, who you are, right? And we can have a split of people, and that also helps us apply for further grants, because we can really speak about, um, yeah, like what's the split of people, and why, our strategy is aligned with, what kind of people have registered. Okay, so if feel free to, remove or edit. I mean, I just, um, put something out there. Um, you know, and the other thing is, um, this parts of this, member database can also be made available to the members. Okay, so basically, a member who shares their information, we can share the database with, the whole, it can be available to that, so that, I mean, it enables people to reach out to each other based on the projects they are working on, based on their interests. So let's say, even if you make the Twitter handle or Telegram, it's something we can debate. But that's an incentive for people to fill up the form even after the unconference, right? So as you join the Telegram group, and if you kind of you know have fill the form as well, then the database becomes available to you. And and this is to really enable people to people collaboration, and to be able to find that if I'm working on psychedelics or hair fall, then and if I find somebody else, then through this database, then it will, um, you know it'll be great. So that's another objectives. So just summing up, what are the different objectives? And of course, it's for, signing up the attendee list, and communicating with them. The second one is, it helps us with grants, because you can really talk about the split of people. And the third one is, member to member collaboration. Okay. So is it
Yeah,
okay? Do you have any comments on that?
yeah, tons. I think it's great. I think this is really smart. Having people have assigned roles. I think this way, the way you set up the form, and asking these sorts of questions will increase our conversion rate for people that sign up to show up. I think having these sorts of things, like getting them into the Telegram, like these sorts of, getting the roles, the way you set it up is great, and it's going to get more people to show up, that actually fill it out. So I love it. And I love the idea of a member directory. It's been something I've been thinking about replacing this jobs tab. It's more of a member directory. I set up this form in dform using, so it's kind of like Bankless DeSci member registration, right? You sign up, you can, you have to verify your Telegram, your Twitter, your wallet, your Discord, and it's OAuth verifications. So they just click and then verifies it right away, and we know it's them. And then they would consent to sharing this information publicly. So I think these are essential parts of what we would need to add to your form or to whatever tool we used. But just having these sorts of things where we get the consent, obviously, and then if we could have some OAuth verification or some way to provide validation for ourselves, but B, also make it easier on the UX for users. This is kind of the format I was thinking. But dform, we can only do a max of 50 signups before we start having to pay for it. Airtable, we can obviously do a lot more. I think we can do up to 1,000 in a single database with Airtable. So that's sort of one aspect I was thinking, or I guess two aspects. One is just certain sort of UX things, and the other is like, where is it actually going to live? And I think having it live either on the events site or honestly on the forum, because this is sort of becoming a member directory as well. This is the forum app. Right now it's at banklessdci.tech. We're going to be changing that. But we could have, this is another easy way. We have member logins. It's based on wallets. But I think having a system, a tool that enables us to let people click the login and verify, whether that's one of our apps, whether that's a dform or a tool like that. I think having these click to log in, these verification things are beneficial in a couple of ways. So yes, I think what you prepared is going to be very effective and like contains some really good features and elements. You have privacy. Cool. So I think if we can like merge these ideas towards a member directory that we ultimately ship, probably, yeah, if we could do it by the unconference, that would be awesome. I think more realistically, we should shoot for like early 2024, like January, early January. And give ourselves a little bit more breathing room on shipping like a member directory and having it be integrated with one or both of our apps. I think would be awesome. I think if we could have people just go to banklessdci.org and it's a simple landing page that is like, click the events app and you go to events.banklessdci.org and it takes you to the events app, or we go to, I'm losing my tabs now. There's going to be another one that says go to the forum, right? Or there's going to be login or see the member directory. And the member directory, honestly, it might end up being a third app. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I think the elements are there, and I think between like what you've done and what I've done, we have like everything we need to make a great user experience and to make this really useful for members and for the project. I think it's all there. I think we just need to put it together. But I don't want to rush that for the conference. I want to, I think we have some really great elements, and when we can put something great together, that's like a really good. It's like, honestly, I don't even know of any other sort of member registry like that for DeSci, like where it's like a professional society sort of thing where people can collaborate and engage. So that's my thoughts on it. I told you I had a lot of thoughts. What do you think?
I mean, like, you're asking Michael?
Yeah, based upon like, based on what my thoughts of like integrating all of these different parts.
Um, okay. I mean, the reason I made it at this point is because I thought that um, you know, you would be asking people to fill the form again, and unconference is so first of all, DeSci community is small, okay? So maybe there are 150, 200 members, like good quality members, and often when you start off with a bang and you attract a lot of people, and this is just eases life for everybody. If you have just one, onboarding membership form, so because you have 40, 50 attendees, yeah, and so maybe if you promote, then each speaker amplifies, even Bankless amplifies. So basically, you're trying to reach a lot of people, and it will be, in my opinion, a lost opportunity if we do not catalog the incoming people, because the beauty of, like, this is your window to really have that segmentation with the next 100 or 200 people that are coming, which will help you further conceptualize, future events, or even content, so you kind of narrow down into what's right early on, rather than going in a way that it's our roadmap, that membership form is coming later, and we have done unconference now first, and then forum. So for me, it was really a method of understanding, like, what is the split of people, what do they want, and then that naturally gets built into season 10, in terms of what is the content, or what's that everybody. So that's why the form, um, and as I said, um, better, I mean, like, I would like to have a more thriving community, and there, because there is a scenario where people are just lurkers, okay, and they will just um, uh, just check the form. So instead of making the whole database public, I think a better system, if we are doing later, is that if you sign up, then you see the rest of the members. It's not like visible to everybody, so that becomes an incentive for people to leave there, leave there and to just fill in their information. Okay. Uh, Now about the flow, you asked, you have the forums, you have the event website. I think at this point, because, so, like, it's really about where does it fall in terms of priority, because we can do a number of things, right? And if you think, I mean, I'll let you decide because you have an overview of everything going on here. But if it's more important, then if you see it as an opportunity which coincides with the unconference, then I think it should come up as the main registration button behind that. And in terms of which platform we use, okay, you said the G form has a limit of 50. Um, yeah, I mean, like, of course, we should be looking for more registration. So if you're okay to pay from the sponsorship money, then you can directly integrate it into the G form if you're more comfortable with that. Otherwise, like, if you think Luma, then, like, I think you should decide. But the question is, like, do you see it as the same thing as, do you want to make it uh, as the unconference, like, make it same as unconference sign-up, or do you want to keep the membership as a separate thing? That's the question that, we should answer.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and you kind of pointed out something that I wasn't separating well, was that I agree that we need to collect this member data now for the event, and that, like, also was kind of what I was saying, like, we should deploy this member directory later. Like, we don't have time to deploy something fancy. We just need to collect this information so that we can do something useful with it, and create this directory later. So I think, yeah, the form you created is great. It would be better if it wasn't just this, Airtable, I think. That's why I suggested Luma. If we I want, yeah, we could send this to attendees. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think what you have just for attendees is good. You know, we could roll with this, like just like right now. Like I guess we could just swap this out on the homepage right now. And this is just for attendees. So yeah, like we could do that.
And feel free to add email as well. I have not added email.
Yeah.
And I think the other interesting piece of information is the time zone, because what we are doing in the letters form right now, if you have also a good spread of your time zone already, like members, categorization in the time zone, it also helps us, put up the meetings and everything. Yeah. So yes, I think that's a great idea. I mean, if we are able to do it right away.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if we could honestly go with your form like right now. And yeah, I think it requires sign in maybe, but yeah, let's collect emails and basically if we could just take this and maybe make it prettier, like with a Luma page or something, that would be the only other way to make it better for the conference. How does that sound?
Okay, so I will check Luma tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow in my time zone, and then we can just decide. I think we should just move fast. If you think this, Luma will not provide significant value over this, then we can just replace the link and I think you can edit, right? So because it's shared with you, you can edit that Airtable form. Right?
Yeah, let me check. Did you create that?
Yeah, I shared with all the Airtable people. So if you can make changes, then feel free to make changes there itself. Any change.
People sessions. Okay, let me just make sure I can access that. It's in the Bankless DeSci Airtable?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool. I'll find that. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll cancel that for now.
So
I agree.
we can go back to the run-up. Yeah. So yes, okay. So that was the third point for this week. That yes, if we agree on the form, then the sooner it goes there, it's on our socials and everything. Then it's there. It's a membership directory. Yeah. Then what do we have? These are the things. If there is anything else, which needs to be done this week, and for us, the week is from Tuesday to Monday. Okay, so that's how the day is.
Yeah, no, this is pretty much it. We're in the home page.
Okay, so for the next week, then my thought was that once like the website is ready, so then amplification, and that's where I think and everything has to be really geared towards that, yeah, and everybody like sponsors and the bank players and each speaker, if they amplify, then I think we would have a reach of about 3,000-4,000 or even more. My Bankless would have even, I don't know, so much reach. So like everything we put in place accordingly and try to maximize and just reduce the friction from everything, and that's why it's a great opportunity to capture that member information. Yeah, and then this is just an idea about the Twitter space. The second point is that it's kind of like a hangout of the speakers, and they chat about their topics and just hear each other. It's something we can float if there is enough interest, and it's a very, very casual thing, and just run up. But feel free to also cross it out if it feels like a distraction. Just an idea. Finalize on conference review, yes. So already, as I was telling you about that most people under my name, I reached out to them at least twice, and they kind of shared, and those who didn't respond, I don't think we should reach out any further. Maybe thrice also, I think. So everybody has kind of those who wanted to share their conference ideas, they have done. So it's better to either focus on them or even come up with one panel discussion. For example, we have a lot on publishing, and one interesting topic is citizen science, for example. So a panel on that, or any other hot topic, like even AI. So we can just kind of internally discuss and conceptualize. If you feel that we need more, otherwise, I think we have an interesting bouquet of uh, sessions, and we just need to refine, and that's why it's important to have one-on-one. This week I'm quite available, so if you would like me to have also one-on-one with some people with you you were looking at, I'm happy to. Otherwise, I'll mostly reach out to those under my name. But just one-on-one means I talked to Rodrigo from Measle now, and first he wanted to present Measle, and then I explained to him that no, it's a virtual thing, and and people would lose attention. If you just make it very unidirectional. So why don't you focus on citizen science, for example, and how to increase participation and do ideation around it? So something like that. So it's just like listening to people and just asking a few questions that helps. So yeah, finalize on schedule, and yes, you have something on that. Oh yeah, you're looking at that. Cool. Yeah, so you can also read that, because that's a great format that Elia you did here. It looks good to me. So you wanna say something about this? How you thinking?
Yeah, and thank you again for preparing this. It's just been something that's been there's been too much happening, so I appreciate it. But I think the you hit everything. Like there's not too much else. I think that's left to identify. And in terms of what we're going to do, Michael, we had discussed doing a Twitter space on the 30th. So count on you to sort of take lead on that, Michael. But if you need help reaching out to our session leaders or anything, let me know. I can definitely support with that. But the last post you made, I think we broke 10,000 views on Twitter with the announcement post you made. So that was awesome. And I think with the campaign that we're going to do with, mentioning individual sessions, once we got the full schedule, once the app is live, once the registration page is live for attendees, I think we have a lot of content in there. We can share individual posts about, and we can get people to share. So I think, if you can take lead on sort of just making sure those things get out the door, or if you could let us know, like sort of just brainstorm, like throw some stuff down on the page like Nishant did here, and be like, this is what I'm thinking, like what do you guys think? That we can put comments, and we can add other ideas for content or stuff, whatever, just so we can all be coordinated around that amplification. Because I think it's final stretch, and we've got a great lineup. So going through this a little bit, we're gonna nail down these last couple of things on the main stage. I spoke with team from Cello and Loam Research this morning, so we're trying to schedule a fireside chat with them, a sponsored fireside chat with them. But we're gonna have to move it earlier. Virgil is not available after 4:30 UTC, so we might have to move the welcome remarks up, or maybe do a pre-recorded. I'm not sure. I just talked to them this morning, and I've been on other calls afterwards, so I haven't really had time to try and find solutions. But this time is not going to work, and like honestly, this time would have to be earlier. Like I don't know, because he's getting on a plane at this time. Burju, founder of Cello. So I think yeah, trying to figure that one out. But things are looking good. We've got 3 confirmed sponsors. Anna's holding a workshop tomorrow. Breakout rooms, everything is scheduled. The only people that we haven't, heard back from, like, these are all links to their posts in Telegram. So if you click on that, it'll just actually open it up in another tab, and you can see. You don't have to open up the app. You can just see, all the details for the session right there. And yeah, so almost everyone's been followed up with. I'm in contact with Beaker DAO, waiting for them to finalize. I think they're going to do a panel discussion, but I gave them 20 minutes. Also trying to see if they're willing to sponsor. I got connected with them through VitaDAO and Alex. Laura, I'm in contact with via Twitter, waiting for her final details. So everyone that doesn't have a link, I think I'm already in DM contact with. Eleanor, met with her last week. Jocelyn, I need to send Jocelyn details, but we spoke via DM. Tim in contact with via DM. Paul spoke with this morning. He's going to have me an outline hopefully by the end of the week. He's on holiday with family. Rod going to get me an outline by the end of the week. I confirmed with him earlier via DM, 25 minutes. Plato ATOX, he's in the chat. I still am waiting for an outline, but we're in contact via DM almost on a daily basis and a collaboration. Nicholas, yeah, I have, confirmed that with, I'm blanking on her name, Lily. And I just need to get a final outline, but confirmed all the details basically, over a video call. So everybody who doesn't have a link and who hasn't posted in Telegram, who is on this page, I am in contact with right now, either via DM or I've had a meeting with, in the past week. So I think we're looking good to have all of these talks finalized. I have, in terms of time, the scheduling, the ordering. So these are just approximate, right? So this is going to start at 4:30 for about 20 minutes. So everyone's just approximate times right now. But this was shared in Telegram. Excuse me. Sorry, apparently I'm losing my voice. And yeah, just trying to make sure that the approximate times work for everybody right now. Like M is like UTC +8, I think. So Rod is UTC +9. So I scheduled them earlier. Paul, I spoke to him this morning. It looks like Molecule is going to be willing to sponsor as well. So yeah, just trying to finalize these people who are on this page. I think I've got a handle on all of them, and I think they're all going to be finalized this week. So hopefully by next week, this will be done.
Cool. Do you need any help with this at all? And then my other question is, do we have all of this in a table form by chance?
Partially. We have, let's open here another tab. Sorry, 1 second. Come on, computer. It's in the Airtable part of it, but not all of it. So we've got, here, let's pull this up real quick. Airtable. We've got session leaders and some of their details and sessions. We're starting to put sessions in here. I've got one. So we could put the rest of it in here, but honestly, we're just sort of skipping this step and putting it straight into the CMS. So I'm putting talks and stuff in here. And sorry, Nishant. Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking.
No. It's not. It's just. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, spoiled. Yeah.
But yeah, once we get the info into the CMS here, we can add speakers, and I've got their info linked here, and that gets added to the talks, and then we add talks to stages. So you see Mesuri's DAO is scheduled here. So I'm working, Renee's actually helping me out with entering the data here. Now that Nahu has finished sort of ironing out the integration of this CMS with the app. So yeah, now it's just a matter of we got to put this list of sessions into this, but Renee is going to be taking lead on that and taking it off my plate, thankfully. So once Renee gets the data in here, Nahu is making sure that it all gets displayed and reconfiguring the front end. And I think we should be good to go. So I don't think we need it in a table for internally. I think to, you know, if we want to share something, wow, where to go? If we want to share something on socials, yeah, we could use a table or a graphic or something that's not going to be just this, because this will be the schedule on the website for all the stages, but it's not really very shareable. So we could create, like, that's what I was thinking, we could do some artwork with the design guild or something to make like a schedule, like a nice schedule. I don't know if we have time for that. But long story short, yeah, there's no table yet because we're kind of skipping that step for now, but we could use one.
I mean, even before the schedule, we can just share the speakers, you know, like, and that's what I was saying, that if there is a way to just have a visual on the key speakers, yeah, before that, if we have a design guild, then, you know, then kind of one post around, because you already did one social media, right? Like where it was super nice that everybody was tagged, you know, in there. But if it's kind of done visually, that's just, yeah. Otherwise, it looks good.
Oh, I was on mute. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that was the last thing. Anything else that you wanted to go through with this, Nishant? Because we're hitting the hour here. I think probably all should.
No, I think this is fine. So, yeah, I mean, like, the only thing is, if you want me to have one-on-one with anyone, I mean, you can just, you know, ping me. Otherwise, I'll try to have one-on-one with everybody on my list, you know, who is, yeah, just interested. Because, you know, and the thing is, people may change their topics, you know, like as they come closer to the date. And if we have a way of capturing, I mean, either they can inform us directly on the Telegram, but there is like a cutoff date, right, before the website goes live, let's say 1st of December. So let's, or end of this month. So like we should announce that, okay, before 28th, 29th, if you want to, you know, have another alternative thought about the topic or something, format, you know, feel free to do that. And I don't know if I haven't seen the latest speaker form. Does it have that section on a topic as well? Can you please open that speaker form that you're sharing from bio and photo, etc.?
Yeah, it's still that same one.
Okay. So basically people can, you know, even share their topic, right?
Right. Yeah, that original form that we had. See in the people table.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one where they select their topics.
Yeah. So I think we should encourage it after Anna's session, so that, you know, if people have other thoughts, they can just fill it up, and then sort of have a final version of what's the topic and everything. Okay, and yeah, and I think we should start saying that there's a deadline to finish it, like say 28th or something, so that we have the database ready 2 days, 1 day before, you know, the website is ready. You know, so you know, we can just accordingly communicate that.
Yeah, and this is great. I think if you can help me make sure that we meet some of these deadlines, that would be great, because a lot of times, like, I'm just going to be getting in the weeds on the app the next couple of days and making sure we try and get that up. So I don't need to, you know, Nate, I don't need to tell Nahu all these things. I just need to make sure that we get the app up and running within the next couple of days. So I'm going to focus on that with Nahu. Michael, like if you can start making some moves on the marketing. Nishant, if you can help, yeah, kind of just doing what you're doing, help me manage the project and keep getting all the details we need for speakers and attendees. I think this sounds great.
Sorry, and I lost my mic earlier, but I did just want to bring it back one more time. So a lot of that information is being put into the CRM. Is there any way to export that information? Because particularly what I'm looking for is a table form of like their project title, a brief description of what they're going to do, and their Twitter handle, as well as possibly even a graphic. I could figure that out later. But if I have all of that in a table form, it makes it much easier to kind of make some of this ad copy through GPT. So if there's a way to export that information from the CRM into like a CSV file, that would be amazing. Or I could just build it off of the information on the Notion page.
I will check and see if there's a way I can export. I think I might be able to. I probably can export here, but I will see. If not, we're going to need to put it into Airtable, which I think we should probably do anyway, because that's where all of our form data is being saved. That's where this form, you know, the sign up form and everything is in Airtable right now. So if we can get it in there, that would probably be best. But honestly, you two, between this list and and the Airtable, that's kind of the best we've got right now. I'll see if we can export from here once the data is put in. Or let me just see right now. But yeah, I guess that's yeah, it's the best we got right now. Otherwise, I'll let you know when we got the export ready from this.
Perfect. Sounds good. And Gitcoin is submitted.
Woo! That is a good note to end on. So
once I get it, I don't even know how they notify you because it's under review right now. So if they do, so keep an eye on that Proton email, because I put the Bankless DeSci at proton.me as the email for the grant. So they might send confirmation that it was accepted to the email. I don't really know how they're going to do that. But once it's live, I can work on a Twitter post and things like that.
Okay, cool. Do you have access to that email?
I do not.
Okay, I can send you that. I don't see anything right now. I just checked it, but I'll send you the login. Sweet. Great meeting, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all this work.
Yeah, it's looking great. Right.
It's amazing. I don't see how it's all coming together. So, whew, I'm gonna start getting better sleep now.
All right. Catch you soon then. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
See you guys.